Hey, welcome you guys. Today we're going to make something that I should have added to my state fair series, but I forgot all about it. So saltwater taffy is one of my favorite things that I used to get at the fair as a kid. And this is going to be probably quick and simple, but I think it'll be really cute for state fair theme or even for Halloween or Christmas Candyland theme. So I wanted to show you guys really quick how to do it. I have a piece of wax paper. I'm going to measure these into rectangles of about 4 by 3. So I'm going to just make a mark with my tape measure where I want to fold. Then I'll just fold there and it'll make a line that I can cut on. And then I'm just going to keep folding until I get to the end of my wax paper. And then going the other way, I'm going to do 3 inches. And these don't have to be exact. This is just the size I find works the best. And then just go ahead and cut these out. So now for the taffy, we're gonna use our foam clay. So just condition your clay. And then we'll start out just by doing like just a one color one. So I'm just gonna roll this into a log so I can kind of break off pieces that are similar size. I'm going to do this one like the cotton candy color. So I'm going to use this Apple Barrel Caribbean for this one. And there may be a better color for this. This is just a color that I have here at the house. So, you know, you can use whatever you have. So just mix the paint in really well until there aren't any more streaks or anything. And until you get the right color. If you have to add more, you may have to add more paint. I think the real color is actually a little more blue than this color that I have here. So if you have a turquoise that's a little more on the blue side, that's probably more the right color, but it's not going to matter. It's going to look cute no matter what. And so then I'm going to roll this into a ball. And then I want to flatten 2 sides and then kind of just go around. Okay, so now take your piece of taffy and put it inside your wrapper. And then just fold it over and then twist the ends. So the part I folded over was the longer side. So then there's the taffy. Now this may not dry in here all the way like this, but I wanted to put it in while it's wet so that it takes on the shape. So what you can do to let it dry is just kind of open up the end a little bit, and then that'll let the air in so that it can continue to dry but still be stuck to the wax paper like a normal piece of taffy would be. There are ones that have like a different color in the center of them. So I'm going to make 2 different colors. So I just need a small piece of one color and then a bigger piece of the other. So we'll do this one to look like watermelon. So I'm going to do red and green. So I'm going to use parakeet as the green color. And then I'm using Anita's True Red as the red color. You can use any red you want. This is just the one I have. And when you're mixing this paint into the foam clay, you'll want to make sure that you wash your hands off, or I just keep a wet paper towel next to me and then I can just wipe my fingers off in between the colors. So this one, I don't care if it's like a super bright red. It can be kind of like a pinky red. So we don't have to put as much paint in this little piece if you don't want to, whatever you want it to look like. So again, we're just going to roll it into a ball, and then I'm going to do the same thing, just kind of press it flat a little bit, and then I'm going to take a large paintbrush. You can use you could use a regular sized paintbrush too, and I'm just going to make a hole in the center of this one. Now when this goes in, it's not usually completely perfect in the real taffy. So I want to kind of make it look a little imperfect with my finger so that it's not unrealistic looking. And then I'm just going to roll this into a little bit of a log and then just stick it in there and then kind of press it down. Make sure it's on both sides, and then we can shape it up again. And then we'll wrap this one up. I'm just going to open the end again just so I can let the air in there so it can dry. So this one I'm going to do 2 colors, but the ones that have like the lines around the outside. So they do it for different ones, but peppermint is one that comes to mind specifically. So the main part's going to be white, and then I'm going to add my red paint to a smaller piece. And then with this red piece, I'm going to roll this out into a really skinny snake. And then the white one, we'll just get our shape going. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to take a skewer and I'm going to make lines along the side of this. And then I'm just going to break this. You can cut it, whatever. And then just put these little red pieces into those indentations. The beauty of this taffy is that you don't have to make it look absolutely perfect, because once you put it into the wrapper and it gets smushed in there, that's what makes it look realistic. So it makes it easy to do these, and they don't have to be so perfect as some things. And then you can just kind of roll it to get those all smushed in so that it looks like all one piece. So I still have some red left from the last one, so I'm going to go ahead and use that. But there's usually one that has like a swirl in it. So I'm going to roll out this red piece of clay into a little bit of a log shape. And then I'm going to flatten it out some with my rolling pin. You don't want it super, super thin. And then I'm going to take a small piece of white and I'm going to do the same thing. And this one I'm going to roll thinner. And I want it to come out to about the same width as the other one. This way. So then I'm just going to sit this one on top of the other one. And you can just trim off if you have any excess. And then I'm going to go ahead and start rolling this up. And if you have any extra, you can just trim that off. And then I'm just going to squish it down to the thickness that I want. You can kind of play with it and get it situated how you want it. Pull at it and push it, whatever, until you get the right look. This is the red licorice taffy, and that is one of my favorite flavors. So good. Okay, so now I'm just gonna wrap this one up. I forgot there was one last kind I wanted to show you, and that's a 3-color one. So I'm going to do one that looks like candy corn because, you know, Halloween isn't that far off, and I think that'll be a fun one. So kind of try to get your pieces pretty close to the same size. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, so one piece will be white, and then one will be yellow, and the other one orange. So I'm going to use yellow for the yellow one. And then I'm going to use pumpkin orange for the orange one. So for this one, they're just kind of like smushed together. Think of like Neapolitan ice cream where the colors are just kind of side by side. I think I got a little too much here, so I'm just pulling a little bit off. And then we just want to form this into the circular shape. So just make sure all of your packages, all of your wax paper is opened up on one end so that the air can come in. Let these sit for a day or two and they should be dry. You can just feel it and see if it still feels super squishy or not. And then you'll know when you're safe to twist the end back up and display these. Thank you guys so much. I hope you've enjoyed this simple little tutorial, and I can't wait to see what you guys make.